Hello everybody and welcome to the WWE Day 1 review. And oh my, what a Day 1 pay-per-view it was. It's officially the 2nd of January 2022 and I watched yesterday's pay-per-view earlier today and by God it was a strange one, as I saw some breaking news happen on the kickoff show, and that breaking news was that WWE Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, tweeted out maybe 2 days or a day before day one or whatever it was, that he had tested positive, and well, this deadly disease that we know that is COVID-19. So we were no longer going to have Roman Reigns defend his Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar. But that was like, okay, what does that mean for Brock Lesnar? What's going to happen now? Are they going to have that match later on down the line? Maybe at WrestleMania, maybe at Royal Rumble, or whenever Roman Reigns is back on his 2 feet. Well, the answer is this. What happened with Brock Lesnar there? He was added to the Fatal 4-Way match, WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way match, turning it into a Fatal 5-Way for the WWE Championship. And there was only one thing that was going through my mind when that got announced, and that is, well, Brock Lesnar's winning the WWE Championship. And I will get to that Fatal 5-Way matchup, as later on in the kickoff show we had Ricochet and Cesaro take on Sheamus and Ridge Holland, and my God, earlier in the matchup, within the first 2 minutes, there was a double team move by Ricochet and Cesaro, where Ricochet's foot landed bang on the bridge of his nose, and causing Ridge Holland to go off and getting himself sorted out in the backstage area, and we learnt that he had a broken nose. Ironically, the one thing that Sheamus has just come back from. Oh my God. In English, it looks like this is very bad luck for Ridge Holland. I hope he can recover from this and this call-up. It's not exactly gone his way so far. But regardless, good on Sheamus for fighting through that 2-on-1 handicap, because he ended up beating them both, and it was a bro kick after a big miss from Cesaro, where Cesaro hit the turnbuckle, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. After the bro kick from Sheamus to Cesaro, Sheamus and Ridge Holland win. The next match, ladies and gentlemen, was the New Day challenging the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and as per usual, they did not miss a beat. The Usos and the New Day loved to kick all kinds of ass, but it was a very good tribute to the Dudley Boys at the end, because they hit that Uso splash. They hit there was an Uso splash. There was a SOS from Kofi Kingston. There was a boom drop. There was a double Uso splash. There was an Ali Us kick out after kick out. But it was the final moments when it was a 3D hit by the Usos onto Kofi Kingston. 1, 2, 3, and still the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. As then, well, that was a great matchup. As we went on, we're now going to go on to the next matchup, and I believe it was Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. And as I said, Madcap Moss was actually pretty decent in this matchup, but unfortunately, he came up short, and he reversed the first attempt of the Claymore by giving him a good old big boot. But it wasn't enough, as he then ran across the ropes and hit him with the Claymore on the second time. Madcap Moss was out at a count. 1, 2, 3. The winner, Drew McIntyre. Then the next match was the Rated R Superstar taking on The Miz, who came down with his lovely wife Maurice. And well, as I predicted, shenanigans happened. I mean, Edge came out to the Brood music once again, turning it into Metalingus, which was pretty awesome to see, bringing out the attire that he beat Seth Rollins in, which was a key factor here. We thought there was going to be shenanigans from Maurice, and there was, but who came back to help out her husband? No other than Beth Phoenix. It was good to see her, which I have, and because of that distraction from Beth Phoenix, Edge speared The Miz out of his boots. 1, 2, 3, ended the matchup. Edge and Beth Phoenix have scored one over The Miz and Maurice. For now, I feel like at the Royal Rumble there's going to be a mixed tag team matchup where it'll be Beth Phoenix and Edge versus Maurice and The Miz. That's just what I think that's going to happen. That was a pretty good matchup. Raw, on to the next match now, as we saw the Raw Women's Championship being defended by Becky Lynch against Liv Morgan. I don't think we've seen the last of this. This was a very good matchup. It was probably 4 out of 5 stars for me. The ending didn't go to plan. I feel like that Becky Lynch was supposed to cheat at the end, but couldn't quite get their foot on the bottom ropes. But there were some bits there I will get. I mean, it was a very good match. I mean, there was some moments where I thought we had Liv Morgan as the new Raw Women's Champion, but it turns out, not so much. But yeah, that upon itself, the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch retains her title after reversing the Oblivion into the Manhandle Slam. That was awesome. She tried to get her feet on the bottom rope but couldn't quite reach it. I feel like that was supposed to be the ending there, where she had to cheat again to beat Liv Morgan. But she was too short away somehow. So they improvised. There was a lot of improvisation come at day one because of, I mean, with Roman Reigns being absent, you know, with Bridge Holland getting injured during the matchup, and the fact that she missed the ropes, so that she could have. I know that was the finish, but me personally, I would have deliberately kicked out and maybe hit the manhandle slam again closer to the ropes, something she could have done the finish, but it wouldn't have looked as powerful. But never mind. And still, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, great matchup. But then we go on to the improvisation of Brock Lesnar being added to the Fatal 4-Way turning into the Fatal 5-Way. And I had this shirt on for a reason, the Kevin Owens show, because I believed in Kevin Owens, and boy was I proven wrong. But yeah, there were some very good spots, including maybe planting the seeds between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, as Brock Lesnar got speared through the barricade by Bobby Lashley. That was awesome. Then we had Bobby Lashley getting Huguenotted through the table by Big E. We had F5 German suplex being thrown around by Brock Lesnar. Personally, I thought that the Usos were going to come down and attack. That's the way I would have put it, because of Roman being out there, actually causing the feud between him and the Bloodline still to be there. But that didn't happen. Big E hit the big ending onto Bobby Lashley, and he even went to attempt the big ending onto Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar escaped, hit the F5 onto Big E, and 1, 2, 3. I didn't even get out of my seat because I knew it was too predictable. There's going to be a lot of backlash coming from this, especially on the YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else, and the marks typing in, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this. But hey, you try and figure out a way around this. Brock Lesnar, I'm going to tell you this, if that's the case, Brock Lesnar was booked to win the championship on day one. The only person to defeat Roman Reigns right now is COVID-19. Jokes aside, I hope he has a speedy recovery and is able to go back to facing Brock Lesnar. Personally, I hope this is like if this is a speedy recovery between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, I kind of want Brock Lesnar to lose the WWE Championship as soon as possible. But if he's out for longer, then keep the championship for a lot longer and have him win at Royal Rumble against Bobby Lashley or something. But all I have to say is 2 members of New Day down as WWE champions, I might add. Think about it this way: Brock Lesnar has defeated 2 members of the New Day as WWE champion. Think about that for a second. The only person of the New Day that's not won the WWE championship yet is Xavier Woods, or King Woods as he's now known. So that's going to be interesting. Could he do a trifecta and defeat Xavier Woods as WWE champion? That's a very interesting point as well. What's going to happen with the WWE championship situation now? Will there be a match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins? Will there be a match between Big E and Brock Lesnar as a rematch at Royal Rumble? Who will win the Royal Rumble? Because that is the next pay-per-view, folks. 30 men will enter, only 1 will leave. 30 women will enter, and only 1 will leave. Like, both of the winners of the Royal Rumble matches, whoever wins the men's and women's Royal Rumble, will go to WrestleMania to face any champion of their choosing. I can't wait to make the predictions for the 2022 Royal Rumble, folks. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, day 1, all I have to say is it was filled with action-packed action. I'm a true WWE fan. I'm a true wrestling fan. Therefore, I will complain about it at first, but then I will watch to wait and see what happens. And until next time, I'm Dan, Danrvdtree2000, also known as Dan 2x15 on Xbox Live. And until next time, for more predictions and reviews, goodbye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to watch the previous video, click on the video on the left. But if you want to watch the playlist, then click on the video on the right. Also, feel free to click subscribe by clicking on the Master Chief icon on the top.